Welcome to this week's edition of the Pioneer Coaches Show, presented by GoMart. Go for good times, go for GoMart. With me now, I have head cross-country coach Dan Meyers. Coach, thanks for being here today.
Jagger, thanks for having me.
All right, Coach, this past weekend you were at Carnegie Mellon in Pittsburgh. A lot of good things happened. Natalie Barr improved her school record by 13 seconds in the 5K. You had two men in the top 20, including Patrick Riley, who was 10th. A lot of others had PRs. Just your thoughts on that meet.
Yeah, I really just don't have any notes for the team. It was just another great performance. Like I said in like the meet recap on the website, we came to have a final tune-up before conference, and we accomplished what we needed to and more. It's hard to kind of, unless you were there. Natalie and Leah Hall from Wesleyan and the young lady from Point Park. It's an out and back course, and so it's not very spectator friendly for the women. And when they were returning up the trail, it was awesome to see three MEC girls battle it out in Pittsburgh, and that was a very close race. It came down to the wire, and for Natalie to run 18:35 on a course that's not historically a PR course for the women over 5K was huge. She's had a great career, but I don't believe that she's ever had a race better than that one. And then, just looking at what Pat did again, I think he was the third or fourth freshman in the field. There's some Carnegie's a very good team. They're top 15 in Division III. I think there were some freshmen on their team that bested him, but just another great meet. For him to finish within like 15 to 20 seconds of where he was on the Lockhaven course was huge. The men had a bunch of PRs, women had a bunch of PRs. So, overall, just super happy with the performances. And
do you feel like it's important, to be running the best that they are right now at this point of the season?
Yeah, and we're not 100% healthy, but, with sicknesses and stuff going around and just some sore muscles and things like that, we're about as healthy as we can be right now, 2 weeks out. And I feel very good about, where we were health-wise compared to a few weeks ago. And, we're starting to come down off the mileage a little bit. And I think if you take away a few races from some individuals that maybe didn't execute the best, we're hitting at the right time, and for us to get on a course with some elements at the end that provide some difficulty. I think that we're primed and ready for the conference course. Just need to stay healthy over the next 2 weeks.
And you mentioned the conference course. You got 2 weeks off again, kind of been the mode of all season long. Now, how do you prepare for that? Because it's a course you haven't seen so far this year. So now, how do you prepare for that?
Tomorrow will be probably our last. We'll have a interval track day on Friday, but tomorrow will be our last hard workout at the golf course. We'll hit some hill intervals or hill repeats with some intervals, just like we did last week. I feel like the team responded to it well. But overall, just making sure we're going in kind of fresh to conference while not backing off the mileage too much, because we still have regionals in November. But overall, just getting their mindset right. At this point, we've talked a lot of strategy about who they need to be racing with at the conference meet. And some of that's going to come easy to them because we've seen schools like Wesley and Point Park a lot this year, but we haven't seen Concord at all. We've only seen Frostburg once. So, there's some schools out there that, we're very familiar with. There's others that, we'll be seeing for the first time at conference. And the girls just need to kind of respond based on how the spread kind of looks with the other schools.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you coming on today.
Yep, thank you.
Welcome back to this week's edition of the Pioneer Coaches Show, presented by GoMart. With me now, I have head women's soccer coach Dodson. Coach, thanks for being here today.
Thank you, Jagger.
All right, Coach, this past week you went 1-1. You started out the week against West Liberty at home, a team, I believe, who tied with West Virginia State. You beat them 3-0. Your thoughts on that game?
It was just a complete game for us. We looked really good, controlled the ball, controlled the game. Martina had an exceptional good game. She kind of controlled the midfield for us, so it was just an overall good performance, good outing for the whole team. We put the full 90 minutes together.
And then you turned around on Sunday. You got beat by Fairmont State 1-0. They were able to control the first half, got a goal off, and the rest is history. And you still got 10 shots off, 5 on goal. They had 14, only 4 on goal. Just your thoughts on that game as well.
It was just a tough battle. Mm-hmm. It was a tough battle. I think they really outplayed us in the first half, and I thought even at halftime, being down 1-0, that we could come back and win. We gave it a good shot. We had our opportunities, a couple of really good looks at the goal in the second half, and we just couldn't get it to go in.
And now looking into this week, you got Salem and Wheeling. Salem, obviously, a non-conference game. Salem, just a team that's really been beaten up on a lot this year. How do you see your girls performing on Wednesday against a team that, I mean, if you can look at the scores, everybody knows. How do you expect them to perform now?
We're going to go into it like a normal game. We're going to try not to look at the past scores, and if we get the opportunity to get the goals like all the other teams are doing, we'll do so. But we'll look to try to save some players, maybe not play as many minutes, and try to make it a learning experience for the girls.
And then on Sunday, you're at Wheeling, a team that when you look at the records is pretty evenly matched. How do you see that game going on Sunday evening?
It should be a good game. Wheeling's under a new coach now. They're looking better. I think if we do what we need to do, if we play like we've been playing, we should come home with another victory.
And now you're in the last month of the season now. What would you like to see out of your girls, now that you hit the final stretch of the year?
Just a full 90 minutes and a lot of focus, especially on the set pieces. I don't know if I mentioned this the last time, Jagger, but, we've given up 19 goals on the year. Mm-hmm. 7 of them, I think it's only 7 of them has been scored in the field of play. So our defense is really good, but we're lacking focus on set pieces. So we've given up 8 goals on set pieces and 1 PK. Mm-hmm. So that's over half of the goals, or right about half of the goals that's been scored on us. So if we can stay focused in this last month, I'm really excited about where we may end up at the end of the season.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you coming on today, and good luck this week.
Yep, thanks, Jagger.
This fall, GoMart's got your chance to kick your tailgating game up a notch. Now through the end of October, enter GoMart's Get in the Game contest for your chance to win the ultimate tailgate package. Win a $200 GoMart gift card, tailgating supplies, a pop-up tent, a portable grill, and a cooler. It's everything you need to pregame for your favorite team. To be entered to win, head to your local GoMart and scan the QR code in-store. Visit the GoMart app or GoMart.com to learn more.
Welcome back to this week's edition of the Pioneer Coaches Show presented by GoMart. With me now, I have head women's volleyball coach Kiara Perkins. Coach, thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
All right, Coach, last week you faced, probably 2 of the top 3 teams in the Mountain East Conference in Charleston and West Virginia State. What kind of struggles do you feel you faced against those 2, juggernauts of Mountain East Conference teams?
Definitely not our best games. I know a couple of our previous games too. It's pretty much the same thing over and over, just having to limit our errors. I know against State we actually did pretty well of limiting our service errors then and getting more service aces, but against Charleston, not so much. And I know with not having Keely Chrisman on the game with us against Charleston, I know that one was kind of tough too. We had different people in different spots, and but they were able to play through it, and that was definitely a good thing.
Are you still able to find some bright spots, even, in the losses, whether it's, individual performances, any team stats? Are you still able to find any bright spots there?
Yeah, I know. Bree's like one of our tough servers. Even though she was missing serves, she was one that got an ace as well. We did also get Johanna Dickerson. She hasn't been in a game yet, and so she was able to come in, and she did her part too. And even some of like the other returners and stuff, they did their pieces as well. It's just didn't come together.
And then coming in this week, you're home all week for the first time all season long. You get 3 games too. You got Concord on Tuesday, Salem on Friday, Point Park on Saturday. Salem, a team you've already played. You haven't seen Concord or Point Park, but all these teams are under 500. This is a chance, to maybe finally get on a roll. How do you feel coming into this week?
I'm very excited for this week. I know, especially being home, being in our own place, having our own crowd. I think that's one of the biggest things too. Is all these away games, they have big crowd and energy to go with them, and we know that volleyball is a very momentum-based game. So I think having the crowd on our side is really what's going to help us as well.
All right, Coach. We appreciate you coming on today, and good luck this week.
Thank you.
Welcome back to this week's edition of the Pioneer Coaches Show presented by GoMart. Right now I have head women's golf coach Mike McGarry. Coach, thanks for being here today.
Good morning, and thank you.
All right, Coach. Just first thing, how's it feel to be a champion for a 3rd straight year?
It hasn't set in yet. I'm still waiting for a phone call, and someone needs to pinch me.
how does it? You do it not just once, not twice, just third. I mean, and especially to be able to come back and do it. Just how's that feel to be able to do that? Because last year you came back, and this year you come back again. How's it feel to do that?
It's funny. All 3 years we've had to come back. This year's was probably the most impressive. Down 6 with 3 to play, and it's over. But the kids never quit. So the grit, the fight, the determination, the focus to detail, don't be distracted. The kids bought into it, and once again, it prevailed.
And then Carrie Ann Cook, a freshman, she's been a star all year long. I mean, there for a while, Marie Escobar was at the top of it. Shifts around a little bit there in those late rounds. Carrie Ann Cook takes the individual title. How impressive is that for her to do that as a true freshman?
It's incredible. I mean, and here's the funny part. Nobody has seen her best golf yet. The talent is off the charts. I mean, it is literally off the charts. Still makes some rookie mistakes. It's just she's a kid. She gets maybe too aggressive sometimes, but you never want to declaw or defang the person, take the bite out of the aggressiveness. But she's a phenomenal athlete and a phenomenal golfer.
And I think there's a lot of things that people don't realize in golf that makes it so competitive. Like you have somebody get DQ'd in the second round, and there's a lot of things going on, but your girls are still able to come back. What's that show about your team as well to be able to do that?
Well, again, here's the way I coach. I tell the girls this: it's 18 fours is 72. There's 18 holes. If you make a 4, move on. If you make a 5, go make a 3 somewhere. It all averages out, and they've heard it for 3 years. Most of them, some for 4. Lizzie, and even Kendall Wall's heard it for 4 years now. If you stick to a theory, don't listen to the noise, and just apply it. Eventually, if someone beats you, shake their hands and congratulate them. If not, we'll win more times than not.
And then finally, you're going to go to Dayton this coming weekend. Your girls are riding obviously a big high from winning the championship. How do you get them to come back down and now just get ready to compete again?
Well, I sent a text out yesterday, and I said, ladies, at the Dayton tournament, it is serious D1 golf. I said, if you think you want to go to the next level, you're going to get slapped right in the face, and it's going to be an eye-opening experience. And let's put this all back in perspective. Get the ball in play. Don't miss greens from $135, and just play smart. Just take to the fat side of the green. There's going to be corner pins everywhere. Take the middle of the green. Take 15, 20-footers. If you make it, great. If not, par never hurts you in college golf. So hopefully the kids buy into it. Plus, we're playing at the NCR Country Club, which has hosted a couple of PGA Tour U.S. Opens, couple PGA Tour PGAs, Senior Tour PGA, Senior U.S. Open, a couple Women's U.S. Open. So the facilities in Dayton at NCR Country Club are literally off the charts. I had the opportunity as a junior golfer to play there, and when the invitation came, I said, we're jumping on this.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you coming on today, and good luck this coming weekend.
Thank you. Have a nice day.